How we doing today, man? I had a nice day, a nice 50 points to start the week, to end the month. As it stands, we still lose this month. We're still going to lose this month. We're on pace to lose this month, but it is $203 instead of last month's $756 loss. So I'm stoked about that. We are going to go ahead and close out this account here because I don't need a FOMO into anything else because I'm seeing my trade run. But I will show you guys why I took this trade real quick, and then we can kind of tape read the rest of it playing out because I do think that we are going to hit this 930 high, and I do think we're going to trail higher, I think, to the new week gap today. And yeah, how was I bullish, though? A lot of you guys are going to say, how are you bullish? We've been going down so much. Well, in my opinion, today looked very, very, very obvious for a classic AMD. And what is AMD or Power of 3? Accumulation, right? We accumulated overnight below the new week opening gap. So we want to rebalance into there. We accumulate overnight. Right off open, what do? We drop lower. We manipulate the lows. We induce liquidity lower. We fake people out as if we're going to keep selling because look at the higher time frame, man. The 4 hour, we've been absolutely tanking. So people are going to say, hey, it's going lower. So it fakes out to the downside. And then I wanted to see some sort of reversal pattern or reversal signature to start seeing a distribution towards the upside. Was the kind of the plan coming into the day. So really easy bullish bias today. And where did I grab my trade, right? And why did I only make 50 points? Well, I don't hold runners because I don't have runners. I have one micro. So it is very hard for me to hold past 50 points and not trail stop and I don't mind. I don't mind trailing my stop once I get to a certain point. Once we reached into this 5-minute gap or was getting close, I was going to be aggressive because I didn't know if we were going to continue higher or keep going lower, right? I had a plan coming into the day. I had the plan of the AMD model or the Power 3. That's why I kind of wanted to see along and line up with an inversion fair value gap. But I don't know, right? I don't know if it's going to go forever from here. I don't know if it's going to run these highs. I don't know if we're going to come back down one more time. I don't know, right? You don't know. I promise you don't. As much as you study concepts, all this different stuff, nobody knows where the market's going to. So don't just panic out because you see green, but learn how to properly secure profits is what I've been trying to teach myself, right? So when it works well, it works well, right? What do we do today? We did one trade. We did one entry. We made $97. Look at this. We did 22 trades this day and lost 160. We did 7 trades and lost 150. 2 trades and lost 150, right? 8 trades and barely lost $1, right? 3 trades, $2. 7 trades, $5, $50. 1 trade, 60, right? These are the days we want. The one trade and the wins, right? Hit and go, right? We don't need to stay in the market. We don't need to keep getting involved. We just need in and out. So technically, this is actually probably our best day of the month. It was our best day. Besides, we made more here, but we actually did better here on this day. Not really sure what happened here. MNQ. I guess I took 2 trades. Not really sure. We took 1 loss and made that back and then did another one. Nice. So, great day. Again, why was I bullish? Because of that, right? Because of the AMD that I expected. We also left a 5-minute gap right here, which was my main target, unfilled. We left a 5-minute unfilled gap. And now we're rebalancing to that. We've also rebalanced now to this 15-minute gap. So I'm kind of interested to see how that holds. So let's actually just go ahead and mark that 15-minute out now instead. So what do? We come up and we put in this low right here. I can't do anything at this point because there's no structure, right? I'm not going to long this inverse right here because we have gaps above and it just doesn't make any sense. So I wait. I'm patient. I'm sitting here on my hands saying, I can't do anything about it. Let's just let it go. And let's see what S&P is doing. We took out the 930. So we do have an S&T here. We made another equal high, so I do believe we'll go back one more time. A lot of you guys say that I can just split screen my ES and my NQ screens. I don't need to. Right here where I'm looking at you guys, this is my MacBook. Whoa, I didn't mean to do all that. Whoa, but at least I have some pants on. I have my ES on my MacBook screen whenever I'm trading. So I don't have it always here. I just do this because right now I'm looking at the recording, making sure everything's going well with the recording. So that's That's why it's over there. I just wanted to, because I get a few comments about that, and I wanted to just clear that up. Anyways, what else did we see, right? So we waited, right? There's nothing for us to do here. We wait. Cool. We come down. Nothing. No fair value gap. No nothing. Boom. We come in here. We drop down lower. Again, creating this narrative that we're going to keep selling off. But I'm anticipating a long. If I wasn't bullish today, I wouldn't be anticipating to take a long here. I'd be waiting to come back up here, manipulate to go lower, right? So why was I so bullish here? Well, again, everything I said, that was my bias. You just have to have some sort of bias. Again, you're never going to know where the market's going to go, but through experience, I could say, hey, this looks like we're going to go higher from here. I didn't know 100%. I didn't know, you never know 100%, right? You never know 100% which way the market's going to go. So we drop down to the 30-second as well. We can get a little bit more of a clear picture here. We can see that we run sell side liquidity right here. Run the stop side of the market, making this imbalance. Why is this imbalance important? This is the imbalance that broke the lows, right? Johnny talks about that one. I've really started to look and pay attention to those a lot. The fair value gap that broke the low, we can anticipate. If we think that price is really bearish, we should hold this fair value gap that broke this swing low and continue as lower, right? So we end up making a 30-second bullish gap right here. We trade up, we respect it, but then we hold this bullish gap right here. So this is where I'm keeping my eye out. And then I see that we close above this gap right here. We still don't close above the inversion. And then right here is when we close. I enter instantly, and I'm targeting the 5-minute gap, which was this high right here, 59 points, or 100 points to get the $200 day. Why am I fine going for the $200 day instead of if it would get there, right? Why would I not hold past $200 day? Because my take profit would be in the 5-minute gap anyways. This is my take profit. This is my take profit with 1 micro. I'm not holding runners past here, or I'm not holding my 1 micro past this. That's my take profit. So what was I going to do? I was going to trail stop so that we could maybe get the $200 day, but I'm going to trail stop aggressively above this high so that I don't miss out on securing the profit. I only have 1 micro. How would I trade this if I was able to trade, say, 5 micros? I would scale 3 at this high. I would scale 1 at this 930 high, or whenever ES took that out, and then I'd leave 1 runner for the higher time frame draw. That's how I would do it. Or I would just take 4 off at this high and leave 1 runner to go either this high, or wherever, right? One other thing I want to talk about real quick. Am I getting FOMO that I'd close this trade for 50 points? Yes, of course I am. Because right now the trade is up 125 points. And that is a lot bigger day than I got, right? And if we go even just to the 930s, the wick, the open wick, right, which is nice draw on liquidity, that's 150. That's $300. $300 that we could have added back to our account, right, back to our drawdown. Now we're sitting here with about $688 of drawdown, which is fantastic. That's about 150, 300, 450, 600. That's 4.5 losing days, which is nice, right? We wish could have added more. But yes, of course I'm going to have FOMO right now because, this is a pretty nice delivery, right? We're just holding all the bullish in the order blocks, and we're running through all the bearish imbalances, and we just ran through the 15-minute. Okay, it's looking great, right? But back to the trade. Why else did I take this? We just entered the macro, 950. This candle closes literally on the macro. We have an order block that we tapped back down to. We held the 30-second gap. We inversed. We had a nice break-even point. Why am I fine going break-even here? Because I don't know where the market's going to go, right? Could I have waited to go break even till up here and been guaranteed? Yes, of course. But I need to learn that type of patience. And also, too, I learned inversion for value gaps from Dodgy. And Dodgy would go break even at this high unless he says something about conviction, right? Which I never know when he doesn't go break even or does, but he would probably go break even there. I don't think it's the best way to go break even, but it gives you that peace of mind to enter the trade because okay, if it comes down and you're wrong, right, you can re-enter without having to lose. So I don't mind the break even there. Let me just pull up the video of this trade. And I'll kind of show you guys how I managed it. ES at the time too, I want to keep that in mind. ES was a lot more bullish, so it was hitting all the draws a little bit quicker. So that was another thing of why you'll see how I take my profit. So we get into the trade right there. As soon as it closes, we're risking $76. So we're risking half of our daily drawdown. Loose stop. We were going to move the stop a little bit, but we let it be there just so we could let the inversion kind of play out, just in case we wanted to wick through it a little bit. And then, we let the trade play out. It gets to the break-even point pretty much instantly, up $50 at that point. Again, I don't mind going break-even because it's up 25 points for our entry. We really shouldn't see it come back down lower. So it starts moving. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, cool. I was just trying to measure out how much. I never let go of it. But I was like, yeah, I can't do that. Let's just let it play out, right? Let's speed along here. We end up seeing the 30-second gap, I think, right here, hold. And I was like, cool, we're probably going to get stopped out here. Looks like it. And then we get a beautiful candle that confirms an order block in like 20 seconds. So we'll kind of speed through. 20 seconds, we get an order block right here. Very, very nice close on this candle. So we trail our stop to the low of that candle because that should be the rebalance. That should be the, and then we move back down to break even. Now we have the order block. Now we have a rejection. Now we have strong bullish price. I'm really liking the way this looks at this point. And I'm saying, this is great, right? This is a great move. I'm trying to see where 50 points is, and it lines up perfectly with the body high right here. So my idea was that if we traded above this area, I would let go of my stop loss so that I could secure 50 points. Because again, 50 points is more than you'll ever need to make a real living trading. And that's all you have to remember is 50 points is more than enough. 25 points is enough if you have the right size, you have the right capital, you have everything in your place. But 50 points, are you kidding me? You will make so much money with 50 points. It's not even funny. So that being said, so we let the trade play out. We kind of just moved our stop back down because it wasn't trying to expand right away. And then we waited for the candle to close. We end up getting this candle open, and then we end up running higher, I believe. We put it in there, and then we put our stop loss there at 99, so 50, probably like 49.5 points, fills us for $97. And that's the day. That was the day. More than happy with this. Why? Because we don't I don't have to be right. You don't have to be right. This trade could have tapped this high and just tanked lower, or it could have got to these wicks and rejected. We don't know. You have to secure profit, especially with 1 micro, because look, I could have been holding, right? I could have been holding, if I was holding for $100 just because it's $200, that's not a great reason, right? That's not a great reason at all. Oh, I'm just going to hold for 100 points just so I can make $200, right? That's not a good idea. And if I was holding for targets, right, then this target would already be taken out on ES, right? ES already swept out these highs, and we swept out these highs here now, these equal highs. So now we could flip, right? There is no guarantees in trading. That's something I need you guys to understand. ICT has done irreversible damage to your guys' brains that tell you have to hold for that midnight open or the new week opening gap or the whatever or the 1,000 RR. You don't need to. What can you not do? You can't get into the trade and panic close. You can't get into the trade and do stuff illogical. But you have to be smart, right? You have to be smart. You don't have to hold just because, you're draw on liquidity. I promise you, the market does not care about your draw on liquidity. It does not care. It might go here. But it also, how surprised would you be to see this 15-minute close right here under this consequent encroachment, opens lower and comes down, trades lower, stops everybody out, comes down to this 5-minute gap, and then goes higher. I'm not saying it's likely or what's about to happen, but you don't know, right? You don't know. Right when we get above this high here, we have this rejection, we close back here, we could easily have inversed this fair value gap and then send price lower, right? You don't know. And that's like the biggest thing I'm trying to remind myself is that I don't need home runs. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to be catching everything, right? I almost didn't lock my account. I almost didn't start making this video because I was like, you know what? I want to keep trading. I want to make more. I want to make more. But you don't need more. I don't need more. If I just did this across 5 accounts, I just made $500 today with 1 micro. $500. Bro, I don't see $500. There's barely $500 in my bank account right now. Right? I don't 500 wrap your minds around this guys. Come on. It's not focusing on the money. It's not, but think about the bigger picture. This is how you don't focus on the money. right? If you're worried about holding for 300 handles every single time, and I'm gonna hold to the new week gap and I'm gonna hit 280 points, you can do that someday. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying it's something you shouldn't strive for. But when I'm trading one micro here, I can't get greedy. I can't worry about, right, getting 300 points and getting myself out of drawdown with one trade. It doesn't matter. Just consistently. Consistently making good trades. Consistently taking good trades. Perfect start to the week. We have to carry it through. We have to continue, right? We have to continue. Followed all our rules today. Was very patient. Waited for a perfect setup. And we have to just continue it. Right? It doesn't matter that I didn't make 100 points on this trade because I can come back tomorrow and make another 50. And the next day I can make another 50, right? And then we can give back 30, and then we can make another 50, right? We can just keep hitting base hits, right? And again, it's not about the money. Look at this. If you were holding to the 930 high, I guess you had to close right when ES took it out, which was right here on this candle, so 1001. So 1001, I guess technically you'd have to close, which is right here. So you close it right here. Cool. Again, I'm not saying this to focus on the money or to worry about the money, because again, I'm sticking to my process. I'm sticking to my goals. 1 micro, focus on the skill, focus on the execution until I get better. Then I'll scale up to 2 micros. Then I'll copy trade, right? We're doing all these things step by step. 1 micro, 1 setup. Follow my rules. If I can follow my rules for 2 weeks straight, so 10 days, where I don't break a rule once, I will size up to 2 micros. And then I'll see if I break a rule, I go back down to 1. And then I try again, and then it's another week, right? If I can do it for 2 weeks on 1 micro, I'll go and I'll scale up to 2 micros. And if I go to 2 micros and I start messing up or I start doing the wrong things, I go back down to 1 micro until I can follow my rules again for 1 whole week. Then I scale up, and I keep doing that until I follow my rules on 2 micros for 2 weeks. And then on 2 micros, maybe we just chill there, we see how it is. But that's the plan. I have my plan. I'm not focused on the money. If I was focused on the money, you think I would still have this account? Absolutely not. This is coming up on 3 months of this account. You think I'd be trading 1 micro if I was worried about the money? Absolutely not. I'll be trying to take every trade with 2, 3, 4, 5 micros. I'd be trying to overtrade. I would still be trading right now if I was focused on the money. I'm not focused on the money. But the only way you can get to where you want to be is to remind yourself where you are going and what you are striving for. We are striving for capital, leverage, consistency. So what do we have to do to get there? Well, we just have to follow our rules. We have to prove to ourselves that we can trust ourselves. I can't trust myself right now because I say I'm not going to break my rules, and I do. But if I can do it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then I can start building that trust. Hey, on the losing days, on the winning days, on any type of day that life will throw at you, you need to know that you can trust yourself, right? Today could have lost. Would I have gotten into a dumb setup? Would I have over leveraged? Would I have revenge traded? Right? We don't know. But I have to know. I have to get to a point where I know for a fact that won't happen, that it can't happen. Because that's how you trust yourself to scale up, and that's how you start making the money you want to make. But again, don't worry about more, because it's not more, it's just consistency, it's just discipline. You wait for your setup and you execute. Again, like I said, if we did this, and this isn't anything crazy, you get 5 Top Step accounts, right? You get 5 of them, that's what you can have. 5 Top Step accounts. And you trade 1 micro, just like we did today, and you make $100 across the 5. That is $500 in 1 day. And again, it's not like that's going to happen every day. You're not going to always just be winning. But it's just the concept of it. $500. Bro, my YouTube, this channel has made me around $330 this month from my ad revenue. God bless, right? Right? But that's a whole month of uploading every single day, and I love doing it, right? It's not hard. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying I'm just saying that's the perspective. That in one trading day, what was this trade? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minutes. In five minutes, I would have made almost double what I've made on this entire month of YouTube. And again, I'm not complaining. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for the money I can make on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys will watch the videos, comment, help the algorithm, all that stuff. And I enjoy posting. I love making these videos. I love building this channel. I'm not saying that to poo-poo the money, right? I'm just trying to put into perspective $500 in 5 minutes, $100 a minute basically. And that's not even an outrageous idea, right? 1 micro across 5 accounts is bottom of the barrel. There's people that are doing 5 micros across 20 accounts, and they're making thousands of dollars, right? And so it's like, you can't worry about getting there. You just have to worry about how, or you can't worry about that destination. Just worry about what steps you're going to take to get there. What steps am I going to take to get there? I'm going to trade 1 account. 1 account. It's not sexy. I'm going to trade 1 account with 1 micro. I'm going to prove that I can, okay, let's build it backwards, right? We don't have to build forwards. Build it backwards. What's the goal? The goal is to start doing $500,000 days. How are we going to do that? Okay, so if we need to have a $1,000 day, we need to have the leverage to make $1,000. We're not going to make $1,000 on 1 micro. That's 500 points. We're not taking a 500-point trade. I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm not going to. I will never have a 500-point trade on 1 micro on a funded account, probably, right? I'm not saying someday I won't, but I'm saying, honestly, it's very unlikely I'll ever have a 500-point trade. So that's out of the window. So we have to work backwards. $1,000. How do we get there? We have leverage. How do we get more leverage? We have more accounts. How many accounts can we have in TopStep? We can have 5. Okay, so now that means we only need $200 days across 5 accounts, right? Okay, cool. Then what do we need? We need to have the discipline to be able to get the 5 accounts. So how do we get the 5 accounts? Well, we can trust ourselves that we're not going to just blow them. We buy some evals. We only need 3 right now. So if we can get this account out of drawdown, we have another account waiting for us. So that's 2. So we only need 3 more, right? In theory. We buy 3 accounts. $150, boom, load it up. Trade decently aggressively, but not anything crazy. Wait for a great setup. Take this setup, right? I take this setup with one mini contract. 1 mini, 50 points. I would make $1,000 today. Boom, 1/3 of the way through the combine on 3 accounts, right? Or maybe on this account, we held for a little bit more, right? Maybe we held for 75 points because, let's hit the 1,500. So we hold for 75 points. And we would have got it right here, right? So we hold for 75. So we're halfway done with the accounts on 1 trade because we waited for 1 great model. And then we get the accounts. Okay, it's cool. We have the accounts pass. Let's keep working backwards. How are we going to get to these $1,000 days? Well, we have to trust ourselves that we're not going to revenge trade, right? Why? Because now we have 5 accounts. If we revenge traded the 5, we just lost $1,000, right? $50 for each combine, $150 for each activation. You lost $1,000 right there if you just blow through them. So we have to be able to trust ourselves that we're not going to get FOMO or fear or whatever or anything or spiral after loss, because we have to trust that we can get a payout from this account, because we can. I could right now. I have the skill set to get a payout right now. I just don't have the mental skill set, and that's what we're building. So you keep working backwards. All it's taking is the stuff I'm doing. I build the foundation. Get comfortable trading 1 account. Get comfortable. What do I have to do? Let's work forwards now, right? On this account, I'm trading 1 micro. What do I need to do? Follow my rules every single time for 2 weeks, including some losing days, including winning days. I have to follow my rules the same no matter what happens. Because it's easy to follow your rules when you win. It's easy to lock my account when I win. But when I lose, am I going to keep going? Am I going to keep going? Am I going to keep digging, right? Who knows? What else? And then after that, after we get this account out of drawdown, after we prove to ourselves, right? This is a big test right now for me. If I can get this number back to even, that will be some proof in the pudding that is consistency, that is hard work with 1 micro, 1 micro, 1 account, just grinding away at that. And if I can bring it back, right? If we don't, it's not the end of the world if we do the right things. If we can bring that back, that will give me I'll be dripping with confidence in my ability, and it will just level me up, right? We slowly bring this account back, right? Slowly but surely. Eventually, we start trading 2 accounts. Copy trade with 1 micro or 2 micros. And then we get used to how it feels on 2 accounts. And then we get a payout from them. And then we take that payout and start the combines, right? It's so much closer than it feels. It's so much closer than you guys might realize. For you, for me, it's so much closer. It's just switching on. Switch on. Every morning you got to switch on. Come into the market ready to do the right things. Why? Because that's the only way possible. If I don't come into the market focused every single day to wait for my setup, to hold my trade right, to not mess up after my rules or not break my rules after a loss, or not break my rules after a win. Once I can trust myself every single day to show up and do the right thing, it is so much closer, because that $1,000 day could literally happen could literally happen next month. Genuinely. Will it happen next month? Probably not. Why? Because I'm trading this account till I get out of drawdown. That's my goal. And I'm not going to rush through it. I'm not going to force anything. I'm trying to just focus on the process because I don't need the $1,000 day tomorrow. I don't need to. I need the skill set to have the $1,000 day, but I don't need the $1,000 day. So I'm not rushing it. I'm going to keep doing the 1 micro until we get this account out of drawdown. Once we build a $1,000 buffer on this account, I think I might start trying to risk, not risk more. I guess I'm just going to do 1 micro until we get out of drawdown, really. Because that will build so much more confidence in myself than just, taking 2 or 3 trades with 5 micros and making, right? We could go into the next trade tomorrow and risk $700, right? And then we risk the 700, we make a 1-to-1, and now we're out of drawdown. But that's not the skill I want, right? I could have done a 1-to-1 on this trade today, 50-point stop, 50-point take profit, risk whatever my balance was. I could have made a lot, right? We could have, but that's not the skill. So all I'm going to be working on going forwards is getting the skill up. And what I say about this 5-minute gap, right? We could have rejected right here and gone to the 5-minute gap. What do? Right? That's why you can't just hold indefinitely, because now you made no money on this trade. Right? You made no money on this trade holding for the 930 high unless you were smart and closed with the S&P, right? Then you made a lot of money. Point being, man, don't worry about where you're at right now. Don't worry about how little it feels like you're making when you see all these people posting $30,000 days across their 40, 50, 100 million accounts, and they're trading their 2 minis across all of them, and they're getting their $100,000 payout, and they're getting their max allocation here, and they're doing their this, that, and the other. Forget about that nonsense. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Literally, who cares what they're doing? Actually, is you worrying about what they're doing gonna put money in your pocket, right? That's why it's like, if I'm making a mistake and then someone tells me just don't do that, wow, right? Focus on yourself. Focus on the mistakes you're making. Focus on things you need to improve on, because it's so personalized. My mistakes that are holding me back from payouts may be wildly different than your mistakes holding you back from payouts. But it doesn't matter, because you still have to fix it. If I'm doing something well that you can't do well, which I don't, I have some strong suits and I have some weaknesses, right? My strong suit might be your weakness and your weakness might be my strong suit, right? But that doesn't matter. Just because I can do something well, it doesn't mean it's going to put some money in my pocket. Just because you can, manage risk, if you don't know how to find good trades, it's not going to put money in your pocket. So don't worry about these other guys. Don't worry about them making this much money, because if you can't do it, then it's not going to make you any money. Even if you get jealous or whatever, or FOMO, I promise you, it's not motivation, right? See, it's cool to see these big days, but if you're taking it in a negative light and you're saying like, man, I want to do this, or I should be doing this, or how come they can do this, bro, don't even pay attention to it, because guess what? It's not going to make you money. Seeing that guy on Twitter make $100,000 last week. It's Johnny, bro. I love John. I love watching his videos. I've learned a lot from him. But his $95,000 week has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing to do with me. His $95,000 week has absolutely nothing to do with my trade today. It has absolutely nothing to do with the charts. Has nothing to do with my journey, right? Me, right now, on this Express account, some of you guys might be on a Combine still. Me being on this Express account has nothing to do with your journey. It has nothing to do with you. Me only being able to trade one account, not being able to copy trade, and then other people are copy trading right now, has nothing to do with me. Yes, whenever I have a day like this, it's like, man, I wish I was on 5 accounts and trading multiple micros. I would have had like $1,000 day today. But that doesn't mean anything, because it has nothing to do with me today. I did exactly what I needed to do today. Today, and this is what you really have to drill into your mind and really believe. The day I had today was just as good as somebody else's $10,000 day. The day I just had, one trade, one model, during the macro, all the confluences, all the ideas, all the whatever, all the management, I had just as good a day as someone that's doing it for 10 grand, right? And that's something you have to believe. It's not something you just, whatever, it's something you have to genuinely believe. You have to believe it. Because if you don't, you're going to be dissatisfied. You're going to want more. You're going to get FOMO. You're going to be rushing the process. This trade, this day, was just as good as anything else I could have done because this is exactly what I needed to do. I did exactly my job today. I showed up, I took my setup, I took my trade, I followed my rules, and I was done. If you heard that from anyone else, I showed up, I followed my plan perfectly, I took a winner, and I closed the trade, and I closed my account after over 1 hour. Notice I didn't say how much I made. I didn't say across how many accounts. None of that. It has nothing, because trading has nothing to do with money. So if your favorite influencer told you that they took one trade today, they made over 1 hour, they followed all their rules, they took a perfect setup, me and him did nothing different, but they might have made 100 grand today, and I made $100. Don't worry about where you're at right now, because if you just keep doing what you need to do, right? This is one day for me, and sadly, I have a lot of days that don't go this well, and that's why we're still here. But if we take this day and we build off it, and we go tomorrow and we stack another brick, right? And tomorrow we have another great day where we follow the rules. Did I say anything about winning or losing? Absolutely not. Another day where we follow the rules. And another day, and another day, and another day that we keep following our rules. And then the day that you don't follow your rules, you take a step back. And then you follow your rules again, you follow your rules again. And if you keep stacking that, I did not say anything about winning or losing. I said, did I follow my plan? And if you can keep following your plan, you're going to get better with the technicals. You're going to be more confident in your technicals. You're going to be more confident in your setups. And that's all you need. Because once you're operating from a non-emotional standpoint, right, then you can start seeing what's working and what's not working. You can start executing your edge, and it'll start working better because you have the confidence in yourself to know that you're doing what you need to do. And you have the confidence to say, hey, this is not in my control. This is no longer in my control. You have to submit to that. You have to submit to the idea that things aren't in your control. All you can do is do your best and show up. That's all you can do. In life, in trading, all you can do is show up, work hard, be honest, and see where that goes. Because things, I'm sorry to tell you this, but nothing is in your hands. It's not in your hands. How many times do you want to do something, you wake up, it's like, oh, it's raining outside, I can't do that now. Or I want to wake up and you know, and someone else is on the same page as you. Or, right, you can only control the controllables. Let God, let Jesus handle everything else for you. That's all you can do. That's all you can ever do, because nothing is in your hands. I don't know where the market's going to go, but I can learn. I can control my ideas and my price action ability and all this stuff, right? Slowly but surely I can learn. I can understand. I can find patterns, pattern recognition, right? That's all it is. That's all it is, man. I want to see this inversion blast us through. Take this on paper. With 10 micros. What would I do? Okay, we're going to end the video here if we get this entry. 10 micros. We're going to get in early and add to it if it comes back down. But that's the video, man. I mean, this has been beautiful. We're going to scale profits at that high right there, the 930. So we're going to scale half. I'm going to sell 5. And then we go break even there. We're not even going to go break even before that. We're going to put our stop below this. Actually, that's not even a good risk reward. I guess technically you'd want to go break even before there. 51 points. We could just hold for a 1-to-1. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I don't love this entry. I probably wouldn't even take this on a real account. But I do think that this inversion should send us higher. Unless we have an SMT. We have an SMT, so I technically wouldn't even take this trade, honestly. But it's paper. I don't really care. I wasn't really paying attention. that is all I got for you guys today, man. I really appreciate all the support on this channel. Genuinely, this has been my biggest month in March. I really appreciate that. It'll probably come out to around, I don't know if this video will count, but if it does, it'll put me at like $340 on the month, which is fantastic. That's like a combine or two or three combines. That's like 3 combines and an activation fee. So you guys basically got me funded, right? I feel like I should be able to pass 3 out of 3 combines. I feel like I should be able to pass one of them. And so if I wanted to, I'm not going to, but if I want to, you guys basically provided me with a free fundage account, which is unbelievable, man. I would never thought this starting out this channel. I would never thought that I would be able to do that. So I really, really do appreciate you guys. It really means a lot. I want to work on getting myself an Apex code just so I can, just so you guys can get the discount on it, but then also, help me out, man, because, yeah, money is tight. We're gonna, big news, in May, right? So we have one more month of being unemployed, but, I have the funds to back that up for this month, but I've decided I am going to go start working again. I'm going to start coaching soccer again. If you guys kept up with the channel before, I don't know how much I talked about it, but I was coaching soccer all of last year full time. And I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to try and get a few teams and make decent money, honestly. Like, it'll be decent money. It's not like, it's not getting married and having kids money, but it's, living at home, trading good money, right? And I'm excited for that, but I have another month of being unemployed, so that'll be cool. We'll see what we can do. I want to kind of start building good habits again, or like set myself up while I'm still unemployed. But yeah, that's some big news. I'm really excited, man. But yeah, I really do want to start working with Apex to try and get some codes because I don't think you even do. I think you just have to go on their website. But I really would like to start doing that because, if I can make a few hundred from YouTube, a few hundred from affiliate codes, I mean, dude, we'd start printing. I tried to reach out to TopStep, man, the company I actually love and use all the time, and they were like, yo, like, we have to hit you up first, and I just don't have the motion for TopStep, so it would be really nice to get a TopStep code because I actually use their product all the time, but yeah. But that's the thing, man. I'm trying to think of different ways to make a little bit of money because why not, man? I think you guys should do the same thing. Figure out different ways you can make money. So again, if I was really paying attention to this, I wouldn't be in this trade because of the SMT. So I'll just close this thing. I guess it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'll just let it go, play out, hit my stop. Let's see if this like magically holds this fair value gap right here. But yeah, man, that is the day. Again, I really appreciate you guys. Please, if you want, right, you don't have to, but if you leave a comment, I've noticed that it makes the algorithm go insane. So drop a comment. Let me know how your day went, right? You don't have to leave anything dumb. Just tell me how your day went. I respond to every comment. I have a lot of free time. Like I said, I'm still unemployed. So tell me how your guys' day went. Tell me what you learned, what you're trying to get better at, and some goals maybe for this year or the rest of this year or for April, right? Leave a comment. Helps the algorithm. I really am curious. I really like to keep up with you guys. I feel like I know some of you guys because I see your comments all the time. And like the video. I'm not really sure how much the likes help the algorithm, to be honest, but because I just know that the more comments I get, the more my video does well, because typically my comments go crazy on days I lose, and my losing days are bigger views. But if you can't tell, I'm happy today. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Go outside, do something fun, tell someone you love them, man. Go to the gym, do something great, right? Do something great, be productive, have a great day. Regardless if you win or lost, I'm here to tell you that's a great day regardless. Because, I lose a ton, and it's still a great day even on those days. So I will see you guys in the future, man. I appreciate all you guys, and hopefully you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week. Good Monday, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.